Jen here with the Sewing Report, and it is now officially D-Day. We are about T-minus 12 hours away from when Hurricane Milton is expected to make landfall here on the west coast of Florida. I'm not gonna lie, I was really freaked out to wake up this morning and learn that it is probably going to make landfall as a Category 4. Yesterday, they were still saying Category 3, and I was less freaked out. It was also supposed to be a bit more south of where we are. So I was like starting to feel a little bit better about things. And then when I woke up, I learned that the intensity is going to be stronger, and it's also moved north a bit closer to where we are. So one really stressful thing I think for all of us is that this storm has been really hard to predict the exact track. And for us here in the Tampa Bay area and also down in Sarasota, just that little bit of a difference is going to mean a lot for residents here in terms of the damage, in terms of the actual effects of this hurricane. So look, we've done all we can do, and at this point, we're not in the exact path, but we are actually in that whole cone of uncertainty. Again, I'm not a weather expert. I've been paying attention, obviously, a lot more of the past week or so. We're still trying to get prepared. I think we've done pretty much what we can do. I am charging pretty much everything I can think of. Also, I'm trying out this wireless microphone system right now. This is the Hollyland Lark M2 system. So this is actually kind of also a recording test. I've got power banks. So this is like a standard power bank by Anker. This is one I just got from Amazon, and you can either charge it with USB power or it's solar as well. So in case it's sunny out, which it's actually supposed to be on Friday, I could actually take this outside and charge this up. It's got a number of different charging cables on the back, and it also has wireless charging, so that will actually be pretty convenient. I bought this emergency radio / light. Oh, and that one is also a flashlight. This is an emergency radio, and it's either solar powered, you can charge it via USB, which I already have, or you can actually hand crank it. And I opened this up during the Sewing Report live stream, and it actually worked pretty well. I've got lots, and I'm charging all of my camera batteries. This is for the camera I'm using. This is for the GoPro. I might try to get some weather video. I am protecting some of my sewing machines and other items by putting them in plastic bags. I've got a laptop charged up. So this is sort of a staging area, I guess, for a lot of my electronics, and I'm keeping them pretty close by. In the description box of this video, I do have some of my hurricane supplies listed. They are affiliate, but I purchased everything myself. And so far this stuff, I think it's going to come in handy. My husband also has a couple power banks, and we have like a mini drone, and apparently you can use one of the things that came with that as a power bank. So we've got plenty of stuff. So we are pretty well prepared on the technological front. My husband absolutely loves his Ryobi tools. He got them at Home Depot about 15 or 16 years ago. We have 2 shop vacs. We have lots of the batteries. And one thing we really like about this ecosystem is that the battery powers all kinds of stuff. And he's got pretty much everything. He's got like the leaf blower. He's got power tools. He's got lots of different things. We have 2 shop vacs. They're cordless. So we're going to go ahead and charge all of these batteries just ahead of the storm. A few years ago, I bought these portable LED lights for video and photo shoots, and I charged up all of these batteries as well. So we could use these if the power goes out. See, all charged up, ready to go. I've got our ice maker going 24/7, and I have been bagging up ice in these gallon Ziploc bags and putting them in the chest freezer. We do have a lot of meat in here. I really don't want it to go bad, and I'm really hoping we don't lose power for long periods of time because we may lose a lot of the food. We've made it out to the garage, and yes, we do have a generator. This one actually can be powered by gasoline or propane, and it has an inverter on it. Again, I will link it down below in the description box. They sell these on Amazon, Home Depot, lots of different places you can find them. So we fired it up and it definitely works. We haven't had to use it in an emergency situation, and I'm kind of hoping we don't this time either. But this thing is our backup in case we need some quick electricity. Here's the current state of our garage. My husband actually organized it a couple weeks ago. Good timing. He made this like DIY fishing rod holder, and here are some of our reserve cans of gas because, yeah, gasoline has been really hard to find here in the Tampa Bay area, so we have some extra fuel in case we should need it. We probably have more supplies than I would say most people in our situation. We have a generator. I would say we're still not really in danger of that storm surge issue that's going to be huge for a lot of people closer to the water. But depending on the wind, we're thinking best case scenario, we are going to get some type of roof damage. I'm not really sure. Most of our neighbors still here. I was texting with my mom earlier and she's not, so we're kind of staying put right now, and we are running out of time if we wanted to leave. But at this point, I think this is probably the best place we could be. So look, it's our decision. We are going to stick by it. So here's kind of what we've been doing. We have a lot of emergency food. We have a lot of stuff. We've got generators. We've got battery operated lights, all this other stuff. We've got power banks. Sorry, correction, we have one generator. But we have extra fuel, and it can also run on propane. My husband has brought a lot of stuff into the house, or at least into the garage. We also live in a one-story block home that's somewhat newer. So the roof, we're thinking we may have issues. I think we just don't know though at this point. So neither of us have ever been through a Category 4 hurricane in such close proximity, and we don't know what to expect. We were here in 2022 when Ian made it through, but I don't think Ian was as strong, and Ian was farther away from where we are. So we don't really know. So we've been bagging up ice. We also have a chest freezer. We have a lot of stuff in our spare room, including a lot of my Etsy shop supplies. So earlier, my husband took this huge tarp and he put it over this like wire shelf rack we have to try to protect it in case we're probably more at risk for roof damage. Worst case scenario, like the roof blows off or something and water would get in from the top. But we personally don't feel like we are at much of a risk for flood waters, probably more like rainfall coming in if something happens to the roof. So we're taking a lot of our bigger ticket items and we are putting them in trash bags or putting plastic over them. Later today, we do have 3 computer towers, PCs, and we're going to be moving them off the ground and then putting trash bags over them. So, because those are probably some of our most important items, is because we have a lot of data on them. Everything else, we have a bunch of 2-liter bottles filled up with water. I am going to be filling up the bathtub, but it's starting to get kind of nasty outside. So as I'm shooting this, it's about, I think, 11 a.m. And at a certain point, we're going to do more, but I mean, we're doing all we can. And again, I do think we are more prepared than a lot of people are in our situation. So yeah, I don't know. And that's the thing, is not knowing what to expect. And the fact that this is happening overnight also doesn't really help. I did take a shower yesterday because it may be a few days before we get to do that. So we're gonna eat some food before it gets super crazy, but it's gonna start getting pretty bad this afternoon. I've also seen new reports saying that it might make landfall a little bit earlier. I don't know. So whatever happens, this is gonna be a wild 24 hours and beyond. And I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. I am just really hoping that this hurricane moves a little bit farther. Like if it moves a little bit farther away, I would feel a lot more at peace. And yeah, I'm not gonna pretend I'm not freaked out. I'm freaked out. I'm pretty freaked out, but we are in a concrete structure. I think the worst case scenario though is some roof damage. Oh, also, so I've still got some cameras. I'm gonna be unplugging them and putting them in camera bags to protect them. So pretty much the big ticket items we are trying to take down, bag up, because if water gets in the house, those might be saved. I bagged up a lot of stuff already, so I'm going to continue to do that. We also have the bunny's carrier ready to go in case we need to put her in there and take her somewhere else. I don't know how she's gonna do. I think it's gonna be a bad day for her. But I think one good thing about being a bunny, though, is that she just doesn't know. Like, so she's totally chilling right now because she just doesn't know what's coming up in about, like, 12 hours. And that's the thing, like, I've been paying attention to probably over a dozen meteorologists, and a lot of them are saying different things. So you're not really sure who is the most trustworthy in terms of accurate information, and that's kind of driving me crazy. So I might try to go outside in a little bit and get some GoPro footage of the conditions outside before it gets, you know, too dangerous. And I think another kind of eerie thing is that once things really get started, we have all of the windows and doors boarded, like with the storm shutters. So we're not going to be able to know what's going outside. And if the power, like I've seen some people have like storm cameras set up already. So if we have internet and power, we'll be able to sort of see what's going on with the outside world. But if we lose power and we don't have cell service, we're not going to know, and we can't go outside and look, or, you know, even be able to see outside because everything is closed up. So with all the storm shutters up, you can't tell if it's night or day. It kind of all feels the same, and that's sort of like, okay. So I just wanted to check in. I may do something later in the day if I'm able to. Maybe I'll do a live stream. Maybe before, like, if the storm is moving farther away, I might try to go live later today. I'm serious. And, you know, go until the power goes out. But we are fully expecting to at least have a power outage at the very least. So yeah, I don't know, but stay with me here at Sewing Report Live. And no matter what happens, I will be updating because we do have a lot of cameras that I will be able to document this whole experience. If you're in the Florida area, my heart goes out to you. Please stay safe, and I will check in pretty soon.